welcome. Hello everyone, my name is Winston Lamte, I'm a software engineer, and in this series I'll be taking you through server security essentials. Servers are the homes for your applications, and so you want to make sure your home is as secure as possible. That's sort of what we'll be discussing in these series of videos. For this first one, we're going to be talking about creating a server. We're going to be starting from scratch. We'll be talking about things like users, permissions, SSH, and things like that as well. Starting from the base, this first introduction video is going to start with just creating that server first, and then we'll move on to other topics as we move along. For this process, we're going to be using AWS. We need a provider to sort of give us a server to use. So we'll be using AWS for this. They have a free tier, that's why we're opting for that. But you can use any hosting provider of your choice: Hetzner, Contabo, Linux, DigitalOcean, Azure even. The concepts here can apply there as well. But we'll just be using AWS for this. Let's get started on creating a server on AWS. Right. So to get started, all you can do, you can just go to Google and search for AWS. You'll be giving a few different responses. Usually the first one is, the most relevant. You can pick that. I'm just going to pick the non-sponsored one. And you'll sort of see like a homepage that looks like this. It may differ depending on the time that you see this video, but you'll generally see a homepage like this with a few some information about what AWS is and things like that. But we're going to create an account because you need an account to use some of the services provided by AWS. So we're going to create an account, and you'll see this page that says, sign up for AWS. It's going to ask you for an email and an account name. Now I have already gone through this process, so I'm just going to show you sort of like a few screenshots of what the process would look like. Essentially, it is the same for everyone. Show you some of the details that you'll fill out. And so I have an article here by Deepa Mathan. Sorry if I am butchering that, Deepa Mathan. Where she sort of gives screenshots of what the process looks like. So the screen I showed earlier is this, and you essentially again just provide your email and account name. Then you provide some contact information as well, your full name, your country, address, phone number, things like that. And once you fill out all that information, you can click the button to continue, and then you'll be asked for some billing, some credit card information. Don't worry, you will not be billed if you're using the free tier. So you can just go ahead and provide, some details like that. But since we will be using the free tier, you don't need to worry about this. About being deducted, I mean. Lastly, you'll be sent some sort of verification code. This might either be by the phone number you provided or by the email. But then once you receive that code, you can slot that into the input here and then hit continue. And then you'll be asked for a few more questions like what are you using this account for? You can just select personal use and for an individual ownership type. And then for the plans, you can select the basic support free tier, since we'll be using the free tier for these services, so you can follow along with the free tier. You will not be deducted any amount. When you hit complete sign up, you'll sort of be given this congratulations screen and a button to say go to your management console. And when you head over there, you'll see something like this, which is essentially just the homepage, something similar to a homepage, and then some services that AWS has. So I do have this homepage set up, so I'll show that now. Right. So once you successfully create that account, you'll sort of have a homepage like this. Yours might differ from mine, since I have been playing around here for a little bit. But essentially, to create a server, what you first need to do is head on over to these 6 or 9 stack lists icon thing here, and then you'll see some services, a bunch of different services listed out. You may not see recently visited since you may have created a new account, but you can look for compute and the other options, and then you'll see EC2, which says virtual service in the cloud. This is the name of the service that Amazon uses to provide us with virtual servers. So you can hit on EC2, and you'll probably see like a bunch of different options. Sometimes, if it is a free account, you may not see this, but essentially, our focus will just be on this bright orange button here, which says Launch Instance. So this is where we'll sort of like the things that we'll fill out to sort of create an instance. So it says Launch an Instance. Amazon EC2 allows you to create virtual machines or instances that run on the AWS cloud. So let's fill out a few items, and then we'll see our server up and running in no time. So let's call this my demo server, and then we also need to select a base image. So what sort of like underlying operating system will our server be running? So let's select Ubuntu for this, and Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. Yeah, we'll go with this as well as the recommended or the default. For the instance type, there are a few ones, but since we're using the free tier, we're going to stick with the T3 Micro. The things that we do here will not, are not performance intense. So as we proceed, we're still eligible in the free tier version. Then there's also key pair login, so where you can select your SSH keys or generate new keys. But we're going to leave this blank for now. I'll show you how to set up SSH later on manually. I don't want to sort of do this automatically. I want to walk you through step by step how you proceed with that, so we can leave this. And then for network settings, we'll leave this as like the defaults. Let's allow SSH traffic from anywhere. Yep, that's fine. And then for the storage as well, we'll leave it at the default of 8 gigabytes. So with all of that, we have a summary of things here. Let me move this over here. We have a summary of all the things we've done here, and we can hit Launch Instance, and then we will begin. Let's see. Yeah, so it's apparently being requested to select the SSH key pair. We're going to select Proceed without a key pair. Obviously, this is not great security-wise, but I'm just doing this so I show you how you would do an SSH configuration manually if you didn't have like all of these fancy options. So in hitting launch, we have a success. We have our instance up and running, and if we hit on this ID here, we will see some information about our instance. So at least as of this time, our public IP is this right here. We have some extra information as well, like our host name and things like that. And then currently it may not be running. It says the instance state is pending, but if we give it about a minute or two, this will turn into running, and then we can connect to an instance within the server. Essentially, log on to the terminal of our server. So let's give this a moment and come back, and then we'll see that. All right, and now we see that our instance state has turned from pending to running, and now we're able to connect here. So if we hit connect, we will see a few questions that we might will be asked to, but let's use the EC2 instance connect. So this will just go directly into our terminal, and so you can select the connect using a public IP. This is your public IP, and then you'll use the username. We'll use the default one here as well, but when we hit connect, we will see that the connection is being established, and then yes, you'll see a bunch of terminal stuff giving information about, system resources and things like that. But here we have successfully created a server on AWS, so we can proceed to run a lot of things like who am I, and we can see that I'm currently logged in as Ubuntu and things like that. So that's the first part of this entire of this video, and the next one will be covering configuring non-root users, things like that. So I'll hopefully look forward to that, and I'll see you in the next one.